Welcome to the Nerds from the Underground YouTube page. This is our Picks of the Week videos that we're going to start doing so you guys can know about the books that we really dug that came out last New Comic Book Day. And I'm Poet Heir, and I'm going to talk about some of my favorite picks of the week and also just some books that I think you guys should know about. So my number one pick for last week is going to be Hell's Paradise Volume 4 by Yuji Kaku. This is probably the newest and best manga I'm reading right now. It's basically a bunch of assassins and executioners sent to this mysterious island to find this elixir of life. And there ends up being these hermit gods there and this sense of energy called Tao that exists within everything. And the main character, Gabamaru the Hollow, has a lot of development in this volume, whereas he becomes more empathetic as a character, and he also gets a stronger connection to the Tao life force itself. Overall, the series is great. Every single volume, it gets denser with its mythology, and I'm absolutely hooked. It might end up being my favorite manga of the year, which I know you would think I'd say Demon Slayer, but Demon Slayer I've loved for a long time, and this book is really just grown on me. I'm so excited. It's a bi-monthly print-only manga, and every other month when it comes out, I'm so pumped. And that's got to be my number one pick for the week. This volume is dense. You learn much more about the actual setting and what's going on with the main story. My number two pick for the week is going to be Grit number 3. The final issue of this brutal and fun, awesome series. It's effing awesome, the best way I can describe it. But written by Brian Wickman, art by Kevin Castellanero, colored by Simon Gao, and lettered by Scout's Letterer Supreme Micah Myers. This last issue of the first volume really sees Barrow kind of learn he doesn't know everything, and him having to team up with Ari to stop the Blood Demon is in basically saving the town of Black Dock Bottom is just an action-packed, awesome ride. And you really get to see Barrow realize he's not the smartest person in the world. He's kind of reminds me of a not as smart Geralt from Witcher, but it's just the scenes in the blood and the fighting when he just goes after these monsters. It sprays off the page, and it gets you engaged in every single panel. And with this issue, you really learn how powerful Ari is, which, she's much more powerful than even Barrow understood. And this series has overall just been so exciting, surprising, and just is completely blew me away out of nowhere it came from. And now I want to read everything this creative team does. They just announced the next arc will be called The Ballad of the Bloom Knight, and I'm really excited for that to come out. If you haven't read Grit, you gotta start reading Grit. It's fantastic. My third pick of the week is gonna go to Ryan North and Albert Montez's adaptation of Slaughterhouse-5. If you've read the Kurt Vonnegut book, you know the story. Billy Pilgrim is unstuck in time. But the way they present this is just so beautiful, and it really is the best adaptation besides the book. It's better than the movie. You get meta style in it where Kurt Vonnegut himself enters the book. You get nice little timeline structure right here, which explains all the different time periods Billy's in. And the art by Montez throughout is just fantastic. It goes from being hilarious to terrifying, and just like the book itself, an emotional core about how we're all here, we're all stuck in the moment, we're alive and dead at the same time. And seeing Billy's journey to this creative team was absolutely wonderful. I recommend you getting this right away. Even if you haven't read the book, this would be a fantastic read for you. And my fourth pick of the week is going to be Tom Taylor's 7 Secrets, which honestly, Tom Taylor has so much creative freedom here at Boom. He's creating something that is awesome. The world building is so fast. I want to know what every secret is that is in these cases that the holders and keepers have. And we learn a lot more about our narrator, Caspar, this issue. And we kind of see how Taylor's playing with time in the book. Dini Cuolo's art is also incredible, and Biomonte's colors are great. It's such a kinetic energy to the book. It's fast moving, but you're learning so much. It's so much world building at such a fast pace. And I gotta say, my favorite character of the book so far is Kanto. He's a total creep. I love the mask, which is the one on this cover. And as we know, if you read the first issue, Kanto might not be up to any good. But I gotta say, he's the character that Tom's built in this series so far that I've really become attached to. Can't wait for issue 3. Now for my special shout out of the week, which is I love Fantagraphics and the books they release. I gotta talk about Starseeds Volume 1 by Charles Glaubitz. If you're into the New Age philosophy at all, or have ever heard of Starseeds or the Indigo Children or Crystal Generation, Glaubitz takes these ideas and morphs it into an absolute journey. It's psychedelic, it's cartoonish, the art itself is just, every page is a wonder. And it basically is about the birth of the Starseed children, and that's in a separate time period where Indigo forges the Crystal, who is the second Indigo child, and also Nahul. And that's the first generation of Starseed children. And it also takes place in modern day with an Illuminati member who has problems remembering who he actually is as he gets deeper into the satanic Illuminati cult. I haven't read Volume 2 yet, which has just been released, and it's all kind of building to this battle between the Starseed children and the Illuminati, and I'm really, really excited to get my hands on that and read it. So once again, these are the books I think you should know about, and you should definitely read. So, Hell's Paradise, Grit by Scout. Scout's probably my favorite publisher right now. You have to check out that book, and pretty much everything they publish is fresh and exciting. Slaughterhouse 5, 7 Secrets, and once again, Starseeds from Fantagraphics. These are all things you should own and check out. They're all different, unique, and fresh. And that's kind of where we're getting the most original content these days. That's not just Hamlet done over in animated form, or the same repetitive stories that happen over and over again in kind of the bigger two publishers. All of this is new, it's original, and it's exciting. Once again, I'm Poet Heir. Thank you for joining us on our YouTube channel. We appreciate all of our followers. You can find me on Twitter as PoetHeir33, and of course, you can find our podcast page on Twitter at NerdsFrom, and you can find our podcast at NerdsFrom on iTunes, Spotify, and just starting this last week, Amazon Music. So please, guys, if you watch and you like the show, write a review, subscribe, and follow. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know how we're doing on our YouTube. We appreciate all the constructive criticism. And my last words are, wash your hands, be good to each other, and be safe, and have a wonderful, wonderful beginning to your week.